Today we are celebrating our iconic West Coast Western Tiger Swallowtail here at Riley Park Community Garden. My name is Selina Pope. I am a volunteer community gardener here at Riley Park. I'm also a Master Gardener with the Vancouver chapter of the Master Gardeners Association of British Columbia. And I am a butterfly ranger with the David Suzuki Foundation Butterfly Way program. So back to the swallowtails. Did you know that there is actually a World Swallowtail Day about mid-June? And the other way that we celebrate swallowtails is during Pollinator Week, which is the last week in June, where we celebrate all our pollinators. And it is exactly that time of the year that the swallowtails show up in this garden. And they fly around the whole circumference of the garden several times and then decide what it is they're going to land on. And I've often watched these swallowtails circling the garden from up high and wondered, what is it that you're seeing? What is it that's catching your eye? And of course, this was the inspiration for the video today, is to look at this garden from the bird's eye perspective of the swallowtail butterfly. There are over 550 species of swallowtails worldwide, with 8 species in British Columbia. And this particular species is the one that's most commonly seen in the southern parts of BC. Who doesn't love these beautiful and graceful butterflies? So mesmerizing to see them dancing in the sunlight and sipping nectar from wildflowers. Swallowtails are easily recognized because of their large size and their distinctive bright yellow color with black tiger stripes, the flying tiger of the butterfly world. Swallowtails get their name from the extensions off the back wings, which resemble the forked tails of birds called swallows. The butterflies also have fake red eye spots on their tails. The red eye spot and the swallow-like tail mimic eyes and antennae, which is confusing to the birds because they don't know which end is up. The swallowtail's great flopping wings make a commanding presence in the sky and at nectar flowers, so they are very easy to spot in the garden. They are also delightfully nimble and elusive, and most often on the move. Unlike the monarch, swallowtails are not migratory butterflies. Their entire existence is spent here, where they are born and transform. They overwinter in chrysalis form in the treetops and emerge in May and are seen through to July and August. Like all butterflies, swallowtails are active during the daylight hours, and they prefer a warm, sunny area protected from the wind and are often seen during the warmth of midday. Butterflies provide an important pollinator function. And sadly, butterfly populations are on the decline due to habitat loss, pollution, and misuse of pesticides. When planting a butterfly garden, it's important to consider the entire life cycle of the butterfly. When we see butterflies this time of year, they are usually on brightly colored flowers and what we call nectar plants. Your goal should be to have nectar plants that bloom throughout the season, so the pollinators always can find food. And when planting nectar plants, have large sections of the same plant, like the bee balm and butterfly bush, about 1 meter in diameter, to make it easier for the swallowtails to see from their high vantage point. Like many butterflies, the colors on the top wing are different from the colors and pattern on the underside of the wing. When it's time to lay their eggs, butterflies will be looking for plants that provide food for their young caterpillars, what we call host plants. Host plants for our swallowtails are the tops of large deciduous trees, such as willow, alder, maple, birch, and others, and shrubs in the rose family, such as ocean spray, Saskatoon berry, plum, and cherry. Some of the favorite swallowtail nectar plants are wild bergamot or bee balm, thistles, milkweed, Joe pieweed, asters, zinnias, and penstemons. By choosing plants that feed the most species, you are increasing the biodiversity in your garden, something that we've noticed happening in this garden with the most butterfly and bee species sightings that we've ever had this year. And you also start to change your gardening practices when you realize that the insect eating your plant leaves may just be a butterfly caterpillar. Besides being abundant in uninhabited woodsy places, fortunately swallowtails are also attracted to parks, gardens, meadows, and roadsides. So we are very lucky to have many opportunities for swallowtail sightings. An indigenous story on how butterflies came to be describes their wings were bright as sunlight and held all the colors of the flowers and the leaves, the cornmeal, the pollen, and the green pine needles. They were red and gold, black and yellow, blue and green and white. They looked like flowers dancing in the wind.